You think you are in love. You feel it in your chest. The obsession, the urgency, the inability to focus on anything else. You look at them and you believe you have found the missing piece of your soul. But you are being lied to. Worse than that, you are lying to yourself. Welcome back to the Conscious Chamber. Today we are dismantling the most dangerous psychological illusion in human history. We are going to look at the parasite that feeds on your unmet needs and wears the mask of romance. By the end of this video, the romantic fantasies you have been holding on to will be destroyed. But in their place, you will finally understand the brutal, architectural truth of real connection. This is the dark psychology of limerence. This is why infatuation is not love. Society has taught you to worship a feeling. Movies, music, and social media have spent decades engineering a massive psychological lie. They told you that love is a sudden, uncontrollable force. They told you that if it does not consume you, it is not real. But neurobiology tells a much darker story. When you meet someone who sparks that intense, immediate obsession, you are not experiencing a soul tie. You are experiencing a neurochemical hijack. Psychologist Dorothy Tenoff identified this state as limerence. It is not a choice. It is a biological prison. Your brain floods with dopamine, the exact same chemical responsible for cocaine addiction. Simultaneously, your serotonin levels plummet to the exact same levels found in patients diagnosed with clinical obsessive-compulsive disorder. You literally cannot stop thinking about them. You analyze the tone of their texts. You obsess over how long it takes them to reply. You feel a euphoric high when they validate you, and a crushing physical withdrawal when they ignore you. Do not call this love. This is chemical dependency. You are not a lover. You are an addict begging for your next hit, and the dealers know exactly how to keep you hooked. Consider the slot machine effect. Psychiatrist B.F. Skinner proved that the fastest way to create an unshakable addiction is through intermittent reinforcement. If a slot machine paid out every time you pulled the lever, you would get bored. If it never paid out, you would walk away. But because it pays out randomly and unpredictably, your brain becomes obsessed with the gamble. This is exactly what happens in toxic infatuation. They shower you with attention on Monday. They go completely cold on Wednesday. They leave your messages on read, triggering intense anxiety. Then just as you are about to walk away, they send a single, affectionate message. Boom, the dopamine spikes. The relief washes over you. You confuse the anxiety of the gamble with the passion of love. You mistake a dysregulated nervous system for a deep connection. Those butterflies in your stomach. That is not romance. That is your primal fight or flight system warning you that you are in the presence of an emotional predator. But you ignore the alarm because you are addicted to the game. But why them? Why do you become obsessed with this specific person, even when they treat you poorly? To answer this, we must look at the painful truth uncovered by Carl Jung. Jung explained the concept of projection. You do not actually see the person standing in front of you. You see a blank screen, and onto that screen you project your deepest insecurities, your unhealed childhood trauma, and your desperate desire for salvation. You are projecting an ideal. You meet someone with basic charm, and your mind immediately assigns them a profound inner depth they have never earned. You mistake eloquence for honesty. You mistake physical beauty for moral character. You are falling in love with a ghost. You are painting a masterpiece on invisible glass, admiring your own artwork and calling it love. This is the ultimate narcissism of infatuation. You do not love them. You love how they make you feel about yourself. You love the temporary relief they provide from your own emptiness. And when they finally step out of the character you created for them, when they show human weakness or selfishness, you feel betrayed, but they did not betray you. Your own illusion betrayed you. You fell in love with a mask, and you are angry that there was a human being underneath it. If this is all an illusion, why is it so powerful? Why does nature allow us to be tricked so violently? Philosopher Arthur Schopenhauer exposed this brutal reality. He called it the will to live. Nature has one singular goal, the continuation of the species. Nature does not care about your happiness. Nature does not care about your peace of mind. To guarantee reproduction, nature must force two people together. To do this, it uses infatuation as emotional anesthesia. Nature intoxicates your intellect. It blinds you to the massive red flags. It makes you ignore the disrespect, the dishonesty, and the incompatibility. It tricks you into believing that this person is your ultimate destiny, just long enough to trap you in a bond. This is why, when the chemical fog finally lifts a few years later, you look at the person sitting across from you and wonder who they are. The anesthesia has worn off. The will to live has accomplished its goal and left you to deal with the consequences of a choice you never truly made. If infatuation is a biological trick, what is actual love? If you want to survive the modern world, you must unlearn everything society has taught you. Erich Fromm, in his masterpiece The Art of Loving, destroyed the modern myth of romance. Fromm stated that love is not something you fall into. Falling implies an accident. It implies a loss of control. Love is not a feeling. Love is a skill. It is a verb. It is a conscious, brutal discipline. Infatuation says, I cannot live without you. That is dependency. Love says, I choose to build with you. That is commitment. Infatuation is buying a beautiful, fully furnished mansion and watching it slowly decay over time because you refuse to do the maintenance. Love is buying raw bricks and mortar. It is choosing to lay the foundation daily, even on the days you are exhausted, even when the storms come, even when the dopamine is gone. Scripture echoes this exact psychological reality. Read 1 Corinthians 13. Look at the language. Love is patient. Love is kind. It does not envy. It is not easily angered. Notice what is missing from that list. Emotion. True. Love is entirely behavioral. It requires extreme self-regulation. Infatuation is self-seeking. It constantly asks, how do you make me feel? Love is self-giving. It asks, how can I construct a safe reality for us both? This is why the book of Proverbs warns you to guard your heart above all else. The heart is an engine of volatile, blind emotion. It will lead you into the trap of the architect if you let it. You must lead with wisdom. The illusion is fracturing. The mirror is broken. If you are ready to step out of the emotional matrix and reclaim your autonomy, you must write these 4 laws into your mind. Law 1. Infatuation creates urgency. It screams that you must have them right now. Love creates patience. It whispers that it is here to build, and it has time to observe the truth. Law 2. Infatuation demands perfection, and it shatters at the first sight of a human flaw. Love expects reality, and it rolls up its sleeves to do the work when the flaws appear. Law 3. Infatuation consumes. It takes your energy, your focus, and your identity until you are an empty shell. Love builds. It multiplies your peace, sharpens your purpose, and anchors your soul. Law 4. Illusion begins in the imagination. It is a masterpiece painted in the dark. Love begins in the truth. It is the courage to keep looking when all the lights are turned on. You are not truly free until you master your own internal programming. Stop worshiping the mask. Stop chasing the dopamine gamble. But here's the truth. You didn't just fall in love. You chose them. And that choice is not random. It's psychological. In part 2, we will break down why you keep falling for the wrong person and the hidden traps behind your attraction. Step out of the hallucination. Welcome to reality. Welcome deeper into the conscious chamber. Subscribe now to watch out for part 2 so you don't miss it when it drops.